there is a change afoot, and it is the Ping G430. And it's probably the most exciting change that Ping have done in I don't know how long. Ping have always been heavy head, counterbalance shafts, and for the reason for forgiveness, MOI, resistance to twist, all that idea. So if you imagine this, if you had a polystyrene wall and put a post straight through the middle and you kicked a football at it, well, a polystyrene or a foam wall will twist and get out the way straight away. You swap that polystyrene wall for a brick wall or a concrete wall, and you can kick that ball and it would literally just bounce straight back. And that's what a Ping head has always been, heavy head. Now, what comes in greatness when it comes to forgiveness sometimes has a drawback of not quite so far, because you can't move the head as fast as the other manufacturers. And so hence, every shaft to be counterbalanced to try and make the head feel a bit lighter. But now what Ping have managed to do, they say, is to lighten the head and keep the MOI, forgiveness, resistance to twist, that the old Ping G425 had, but then add now some more potential speed. So let's go see how it really performs. So let's have a quick look at the G430 Max Driver. I've got the 10.5 degree head in my hands, and I will be taking the head off and setting it down to 9 degrees. And you can do that because the loft sleeve on this is the same as the G425 of last year. It will go 1 degree and 1.5 degree less, 1.5 degree and 1 degree more, and also some flat settings on there as well if you really want to get get your custom fit people to work that one out. Don't play with your drive, it can go horribly wrong. Inside the head, they've changed their ribbing when it comes to the sound side of things, because obviously guys know what Ping drivers are like. Generally speaking, you always can tell when someone's using a Ping, and over the models and over the years they've tried to get the acoustics a bit better, better, and they've changed it again. So we'll see if it's any quieter than the previous one. The face is a new face, variable thickness, and they've thinned it out a bit more, effectively trying to make ball speed across off-center hits, not the middle. They can't do anything about the middle. That's been governed for a long time. When it comes to the off-center ones though, they can make the face a little bit thinner, get a little bit more of a trampoline effect, get a little bit more off there, gain a bit more ball speed back, and trying to get a bit more distance off the off-center hits. You've still got the same weight at the back, and it still goes neutral, fade, and draw for tuning when it comes to flight. When it comes to the head, there is no carbon wraparound in the Max and the SF Tech. It's only in the LS Tech. The LS Tech is a 440 head, this is a 460cc head. Reason Ping are saying that it doesn't work, or haven't got in there, because it doesn't work with the 460 structure, it's too big, which means they can't get the structural integrity right when it comes to the carbon wraparound. When it comes to the LS Tech, they can, smaller head. When it comes to the 460s, they haven't managed to do it yet, and to make sure they don't risk a huge explosion of heads, they haven't got it on there at the moment. And Ping, generally speaking, they're an engineering company. If they can't make it work, it's because it doesn't work, and they will make it work going forward, but they will not risk putting something on unless it works. So let's go quickly, change data sets, change the head, and let's go give it a hit. Dataset now changed. I've also changed the loft sleeve on the G430 Max. 10.5 head, gone down to 9. 1.5 degrees less, because it will move that way to a big minus. Remember, obviously, when you do change, because it's an offset camber loft sleeve, when you change the loft, it can have an effect on where the face points. That's a different conversation. There's ways around, but a different video. But right, let's go give this 430 a bit of a hit, the old Max model. And remember, when it comes to the Max, it is supposed to be the most maximum forgiving one of the lot, and we'll be doing the forgiveness testing right at the end of the video, so make sure you stay for that one. Right, down by the golf ball, we have got the classic turbulators on top. They remain. And then you've got a changed top. You haven't got Dragonfly or anything else like that, but you've got these little knobble bobbles, and it'll all be for aerodynamics and stuff like that. Right, let's go give this a hit, because I've got this on a hole, and have I got enough to get over those bunkers? Yeah, I've gone the other way of it. The safe side. God, we definitely got enough to go over that. What's that? Oh, 2.6 spin, yeah. So the Max, because of the fact that it is the Max, it is going to spin more. And of course, spinning more for some people is good. Spinning more for some other people is not so good. Now, personally, I'm looking forward to the LS Tech because I need a lower spin profile, and that's where I get my my biggest carry and my normal distance. But Effectively, this is supposed to be a lighter head. Can I feel much difference? No, actually, between the old and new, because the old one with counterbalance shafts, you really didn't feel the weight that the head was. It's supposed to be a little bit, I mean, that's 109 miles an hour. I haven't hit really today, so 109 off the bat is not bad at all. Right, let's go give it another, the sound was better this time. That's a miss hit for me. That felt heely. Still hit the same part of the fairway though. Oh, that felt heely. It'd be interesting to see how heely it was. 6 mil low, 4 mil heel, so it was slightly, but not a lot. It was more low than heel, but I could feel it. That's not a lot. That's 4 mil and 6 mil on a head this big. 460 head. But what's it gone? 276, 25 spin, yeah, so it's slightly too much spin for my optimum, but it feels nice. I mean, that's solid. That really is solid. I do like this. I do like this new 425. It's not quite the same. It's not quite the same distance that I would obviously like. Obviously, LS Tech is definitely the one that I'm preferring for sure. But for a max head, this does feel quite nice. So I'll give it a few more hits and then we'll go to the all-important numbers side, because I'm going to try and hit this off some interesting parts of the bat. Because remember, this is for high handicap golfers, and high handicap golfers will be using much more of the face than I'm using at the moment. And it'd be interesting to see and do some different speed testing as well. Well, that might be left. Yeah, that's me. There you go. That's my first closed face one. Now, I've got a good distance on that one because of the fact that I've closed the face down slightly, so it'll be a lower spin profile. Yes, it is. What is that? Spin profile, yeah, 2-2. So, but it's going left because I told it to. Nothing because of the strike. I told it to go left because of the 1.6 degree closed. Let's give it one more go. See if I can actually split the fairway. That is a lovely hit. I'm flirting with the left-hand side though, definitely floating with the left-hand side. Oh, just missed the old rough and got it into the fairway. Right, so what's that doing? 147 efficiency, good, but 283, that's good. Right, let's go give this a hit a load of times. Let's go whack it around the face as best we can. See how this performs out of toe, heel, high, low shots, and go see how the new 430 performs. Right guys, so after hitting a load of shots with the G430 Max, I've hit a load of shots, and I've also hit the G430 Max at 2 different speeds. So 110 miles an hour is my normal speed, and I've also dropped it down to 90 miles an hour for the slower swingers. So we're going to gain a picture of how well it does. I've captured a lot of information on mishits and stuff like that, so that's going to be just after I do this little bit here, because it is really interesting just how bad you can hit this G430 Max driver and it still does as it's told. So let's quickly go over to the G430 Max ball speed and stuff like that. On average, 157.9 miles an hour. Obviously that's at my full speed, full normal speed. Launching at 14 degrees, spinning at 2.4, so slightly higher than what my spin profile I would like to try and maximize my distance. It's going 39 yards in the air, descending at 41.9, so 42 degrees. It's all right, but I mean, obviously at 42 degrees, that's coming in fairly steep. That's because of the spin rate, and you're not going to get the maximized bounce, and roll. It's still fine, it's still done all right, and it's carrying 278 on average, 299 total, nearly. But that's because of the fact that it's just spinning slightly too much. But this is the Max model. It's supposed to spin quite a lot because it's supposed to be straight and stuff like that. The longest one will be by far the LS Tech, and that video obviously will be coming soon because it's a very interesting golf club. 109.5 miles an hour for clubhead speed, efficiency 1.44. Remember, this is a camera-based system, not a TrackMan, which is a radar-based system. They measure things slightly differently, and you will get a slightly different number when it comes to smash factor on a TrackMan against an efficiency measurement on a camera-based system. But 1.44, considering there's mishits in there, isn't bad not too bad at all. Angle attack 3.4 up, club path 0.7 across, face to path 0.9 closed, lie 2.5 up, loft 18.4, and 9mm toe 5mm high is the average strike, but I've also got standard deviation figures in there for everybody who likes to look at standard deviation. Now, with this kind of stuff here, you don't have to worry about standard deviation too much really. When you're comparing two golf clubs, yes, you do have to look at standard deviation, because if not, saying one golf club is better than the other, which is absolutely fine, you can do if that's what the data suggests, but that data has got to be done in the correct way. That's why I always give head data, because I can say what I want. I'm unbiased. I can say, regardless of what thing I wear and stuff like that, I'm independent. I can say what I want. But I find it very, very important that people put out their head data. Why? Because whenever anyone says anything, as far as I'm concerned anyway, it's got to be backed up with head data. Because if I hit two golf clubs that both hit out the middle 0-0 net average, yet one of them I hit 20mm toe, the next 20mm heel, effectively that's average 0, that's net 0. But those two golf clubs are going to perform massively differently. This one over here is going to go much further than this one over here that I've hit 40mm gross, but zeros. You get the idea. That's why I do what I do. Right, let's go to the slower swing speed to see how a 90 miles an hour swing speed is going. 132 miles an hour for ball speed, launching at 14 degrees. Well, it will launch this very, very similar amount because I haven't changed the loft, I've just changed the speed. Spinning now at 1923, so we are now slightly sub 2000 RPM. Why is it spinning down at 1900? Well, because it's speed related spin. Unless I change a boatload of dynamics to try and make the golf ball spin at carrying normal at 2.4, if I just change the speed, it's going to spin less. That's how just physics works. There is always a correlative change in spin rate when you add speed or take away speed. You have to change your dynamics. If you keep the speed the same, you have to change your dynamics or the club dynamics in static loft changes and center of gravity placement changes and stuff like that to manipulate launch and spin rates. 25 yards in the air and descending at 33.3. I like that descent angle. That's going to chase, bounce and roll. And carrying at 2.24. Now 2.24 is not bad whatsoever, considering there's mishits in there as well. So yeah, I mean, look at the club head data on this one. 90.9. Efficiency 1.45, angle attack 5.4 up, 0.6mm inside, 0.7 closed, lie angle 7.3 up. So for the people that are still watching the forgiveness side of the video, why? I'm not going to say, I'm going to let you comment below. Go and comment down there. Why is my full speed 109.5, lie angle 2.5 up? When it comes to my slower speed 90.9 miles an hour, why is the lie angle of the golf club from 2. So effectively 4.8 degrees more toe up in the slower swing than the faster swing? Go on, comment below, and I'll get down there in the comment below, and there's no such thing as a wrong answer. Well, there is, but it's not as a bad answer. It's all a learning point. So yeah, just write what you think. If you're right, you're right. You're wrong, doesn't matter. Everyone learns a little bit. 4mm toe, 1mm high is my average strike point, but again, you have the standard deviation on there, so to see. Now, the reason why we have got some standard deviation numbers of variation is because we'll go into the forgiveness side and you'll see what I mean. There's the ball and club compare screen. Sometimes that's tabular data. Some people learn better or understand better when it comes to seeing graphical representations of stuff. So that's why I put it up there, so you can visibly see the differences between everything. Just makes it a little bit easier for some people to understand what I am going on about. So to the all-important forgiveness side. Now, I've hit quite a few shots with this forgiveness side thing because this is the G430 Max. It is going to be the max forgiveness one, and Ping want this to be the most forgiving golf club of 2023 going forward. Let's go see how it did. So on average, club head speed 109.3, 0.0 path, 0.9 or 0.8 open, 10mm high, 14 heel, 24mm away from middle gross, and as an inch, 8.1 yards offline, and we have dropped some distance. We have lost 20 or so yards, 23 yards, 20 whatever it is yards, but I'm not surprised when you hit it 14 heel. Just don't hit it heel, ever. Don't ever hit a golf ball on the heel of a golf club, ever, as best you can. 110.6 club head speed, 1.4 across, 0.7 closed. Look at that, 281. That is from a 10mm high, 18mm toe. Now, there's a conversation to be had at one point, and we'll probably do another video on this at one point, about the difference between club dynamics and ball dynamics. What the most effective and optimal club dynamics are sometimes is different to ball dynamics. Now, ball dynamics is key because that shows how far the golf ball is going to go. Sometimes people can have a not optimum club head dynamic, but because of the strike point, gears the ball in a way that has more optimal ball dynamics. And this is where the slight high toe comes in. Why it's so important is because you've got a mass traveling at, say, 110 miles an hour, 110.6 miles an hour, but because of rotation of the head, now closure rate up the top there you can see is 2091. If you think 360 degrees in a circle, if that golf club is spinning around the shaft, so as the golf club goes through impact, the toe is overtaken, it's kind of going through like that, and so effectively, because of the speed involved, it goes round quite quick. And quad measures how much rotation is involved and can put it in a closure rate as only how many degrees per second effectively it's turning around. That's 6 times a second that's spinning round, give or take a little bit, but that's 6 times a second it's spinning. So you can then understand why the middle may be the most efficient, most effective from the point of view of right in line with centre of gravity and the most springy part. However, if you're going to deviate from the middle and you can have variance, let's do it on the toe. Reason, because obviously that toe, even though it's not as springy as the middle, it has a little bit more trampoline, it has a little more speed, so you get a little bit more bang for your buck as such. If you're going to miss out the toe, it's going a bit faster, you catch it there. It hasn't quite got enough spring to it, but what you lose in that, you gain a little bit of extra speed, and also because of gear effect, generally speaking, this is different for different people, but a lot of people get their best ball dynamics when they hit a slightly high toe. Why? Because the high part takes the spin off and the toe part gives a little bit of draw as well. So there you go. That's a very quick course in gear effect and all that lot. 109.7, 2.2 across, 0.9 closed. Yeah, it's I'm gonna say it's a poor delivery, but it was my fault. But look at the strike on that, 36mm toe. I did get the 0 low bit right on that one, but 36mm toe, and it's basically gone exactly where I've told it. Now I've swung 2 degrees across and 1 degree shut, so that should miss left, and it did. Has it dropped a little bit of distance? Oh, it has, but I'm not surprised with a 36mm toe shot. Now I have tested golf clubs in the past where if you hit them 36mm toe, that golf ball is not coming back. That is so far right, it's ridiculous. Face twist and it's just gone. So well done, G430. That is an incredible place. You can miss it on the face and it still hits your intended target. It missed left because it was my fault that I swung that way, not because, yeah. 108.8 miles an hour, 1.2 across, 1.3 close. So again, go slightly left, 17mm high, 22mm toe. That's basically gone exactly where I asked it to go. It's missed 20 yards left, but from that strike, that is mightily incredible. That's 39mm away from middle gross. Yeah. 109.3 miles an hour, 1.4 from the inside, 2.2 open. Please go right, my delivery says. And it did, 15.5 yards offline. However, 14mm low, 22mm heel was the strike point. 22mm heel, 14 low. That is 36mm away from middle and not the nicest place you can hit a golf ball. It's gone exactly where I told it to go. I was so wished if I'd have done this strike on a delivery which is much closer to 0-0, because it would have hit target, as in bang on target. That's done exceptionally well. You can see there, my face is 3.6 degrees open to target at the point of contact, yet the ball has started 1.9 left, so 2 degrees left. That's 5 degrees or so, plus, because of the roll and bulge on the face, and then it's cut back. It's done very well. I think the last one of the fast ones here, 110 miles an hour, 0.9 across, 0.2 closed. Really good delivery. Should have gone baby little left, has done 2.6. Well, 13mm low, 28mm toe. That's 41mm away from middle. Yeah, 41mm. And it's gone 256, so we have lost a little bit of distance. I'm not surprised from that strike. And it's gone 2.6 yards offline. Wow, this Ping G430 is blooming ridiculously how good you can miss it off the middle. It's hilarious. Right, 90.9 miles an hour, slower, 1.3 from the inside, 0.7 closed, 14 mil high on the face, so slightly high. What has it done? It's launched it at 17.3, it's launched it higher, spin it less. That's what vertical deviation on strike should do. It should, through gearing, should launch the ball higher, slightly less spin. If you move it too far, you then start reducing the spin too much and it falls out of the sky. But as long as you're not missing it by like ridiculous amounts. And it's gone 255 total, which is not bad at all. Next one, 89.5 miles an hour, 0.9 across, 0.2 closed, 3 mil high, 33 heel. That's so close to the shank. I mean, if the driver had a shank, or a hosel in that sense, it would have, yeah. 177 yards carry, that has dropped a boatload of distance. I am not surprised from 33 mil heel. Just don't hit it 30, just don't hit it heel, ever. Because it's done well. It's 1.2 yards offline, so it's started left and geared exactly how the driver's asking it and should do, but it's just so inefficient and it's really forgiving. I mean, that's hit target from that strike. Wowzers. 90.9 miles an hour clubhead speed, 0.7 the inside, 1.6 closed, and 7 mil low, 27 toe. Yep. So that's added a little bit of unwanted gear effect on that one. It has done to miss 20 yards or so to the left, but I mean, from that strike, that's 34 mil away. That's a lot. 93.8 miles an hour, 0.2 across, 0.7 open, so pretty good. 3 mil low, 26 toe. We're nearly getting to 30 mil. That's 8.9 yards right offline and 248 on total from that strike. This G430, regardless of how fast you go, it is just is hilarious. 94 miles an hour, 0.2 from the inside, 0.3 closed, 7 mil low, 22 heel. Has it lost distance a little bit? Yeah, 211, but 3.2 yards offline. This thing's incredibly good. Last one here. This one here was a fact for a bit of fun for me. So as you can see there, speed's 109 miles an hour, but the carry is decidedly longer, 285. Why? Path from 1.5 across, 1.1 closed, so go left, and it did. Basically told it to go exactly where it did in the end. But I'm decreasing lofts. I'm trying to manipulate the golf club in a way that I can maximize ball dynamics. Remember, this is a 10.5 degree head that I've got down to 9. I want this thing lower, especially with the spin profile a 9 degree head gives me, and a max head gives me. I want it lower, and the only way I can do that is if I manipulate delivery. And so I can get it down spinning at 2.1 rather than 2.4, so I can reduce the spin by 300 or so RPM, whilst keeping launch the same as best I can. And it's going an extra 10 or so to 11 yards further, now 311 total. Now, will that beat the LS Tech? Not in the slightest, no chance whatsoever. But if I want to, I can manipulate the max to try and give me the best possible chance of getting down there, and obviously 285, 311. No one is really going to be unhappy with that one whatsoever. So, hope you like that one. That was the forgiveness side. My conclusion of the whole thing really is the fact that just G430, can I feel the difference in the head speed when it comes to the lightness of the head and all that lot? No, I'll be honest, I can't. The LS Tech, yes, I can. That's a different video. But the max, it still stays just how ridiculous. And if anything, it's possibly even more ridiculously forgiving than the G425. Obviously, they've changed the internals of the head, they've changed weight placement slightly and all things like that. They've changed the face. That will have an effect on gear effect and how the golf club works. So they may not have, they say, increased the MOI of the golf club, but from just my initial testing on this one, I mean, you could hit the 425 from weird places, but you can hit this from really, really weird places, and it gets away with it. Is it going to lose distance from certain shots? Of course you are. If you can hit at the heel, it will lose distance. Every golf club does. But it's a miraculously just hilarious golf club to use, because within reason, if you do your job properly, and remember, the golf club does not know where your target is. That's your job to do that. Your job is to deliver the golf club to the ball in a way where you want the ball to do something when it comes to going somewhere. If you mishit it, then Ping are basically saying, leave it to us, we'll sort that out. And it does it exceptionally well. And what I like about it also is a little bit quieter than the 425 as well, with a change in the sound ribbon and stuff like that. So anyway, hope you liked the video. If you did, go on down there, like, comment, do all that thing. While you're down there, there's a little red button. That's subscribe. Go on, click that one. That's great for the channel. And also, while you're down there subscribing, hopefully, there's a little bell icon. If you click the bell icon, that's a notification bell. That is a notification bell that will tell you next time I upload another video. So I hope you're well, and we'll see you again soon.